Welcome back to GloryHunter. It's episode 4 today as we crack on and try and get ourselves further up the table than the current 7th we sit in. However, that is with games in hand, as you see. And first opponents today, 5th placed Lazio. So win that, or 5th placed Latium, which is Lazio. Win that and we'll go above them at least. And certainly, as you can see, we may even, if other results go our way, be able to get as high as 2nd with a victory against Lazio. Although you would expect at least Atalanta to get victory in their game. Who do they have, actually, out of curiosity? Atalanta have Fiorentina at home. That's a game they should win. Udinese, great start to the season for them. They have Spezia at home, which, again, is a game you would expect them to win, with Spezia being bottom of the table. We've a strong month today. Thank you for your feedback in the comment section, by the way, about what you prefer when it comes to amount of games per video, considering factoring in the fact that we're potentially doing this for up to 15 seasons. So we will play Lazio, Fiorentina and Antwerp, and then we will sim Cremonese, Hellas Verona and Monza. And then tomorrow we'll have Antwerp, Paris Saint-Germain and Inter, probably, because I need to focus a little bit on the Champions League to make sure we get out of the group stage. Although you guys made a very, very, very good point in that if we finish 3rd in the group stage of the Champions League, that's actually not necessarily a bad thing, because it would throw us into the Europa League and potentially give us a chance to win that competition early instead. So still we have the potential to win European trophies, even though we've lost our 2 opening games, lost both our opening games in the Champions League. So we shall try and get ourselves higher in the Champions League table, higher in the Serie A table, and look good whilst doing it. Do drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save. I'd really appreciate it. If we can get over 1,000 again, that'd be absolutely superb. You guys haven't let me down with that so far this save. Very much appreciate it. And of course, if you're watching this and you're new, then do hit that subscribe button with the notification bell ticked and you'll never miss a video. I stream all this content live. I know those of you that watch these videos all the time know that already, but for anyone that is new or had forgotten, we stream all of my content live on Twitch. So link in the description down below. You can watch me stream GloryHunter and the My Play that goes up on the 2nd channel, and the Football Manager save that goes live on the 2nd channel as well. Everything is linked in the description down below. Right. Thank you for your support. I'll go and do something worthy of it, shall I? Let's go and beat Lazio. Because it's Lazio and they're unlicensed, it doesn't show the Serie A graphics. We had the same thing with Napoli earlier in the season, didn't we? So the opening lineup thing, it doesn't show because Lazio aren't licensed this year. Luis Maximiano in goal for them, a 4-3-3. Lucas Vazquez, formerly of Real Madrid, of course, at right back. Romagnoli and Casale at centre back, with a wild Kieran Tierney at left back. Cataldi, Vecino, and obviously Sergej Milinkovic-Savic through the middle. He's the key in their midfield, and you can probably guess who the key in their front line is as well. Ciro Immobile, one of the top goal scorers in Serie A for Christ knows how many years in a row now, and still also somehow not been snapped up by anyone else in European football. I'm not sure why no one has signed Ciro Immobile yet, or even at all, because I don't know as he'll really go anywhere bigger than Lazio at this stage of his career. He's into his early 30s now, isn't he? But still smashing the ball into the back of the net week in, week out for Lazio IRL. So long may he continue to do that for them there. But here, I'd very much prefer that he didn't. Vlahovic, I'll try and get that to Pogba, who's arriving, and he very nearly snuck in on it anyway. The sun is going to cause me some problems here, I think. But regardless of the brightness of it over on that far side, we should hopefully be able to get the better of Lazio today. Pedro to Immobile. Step in and just block him there. It's nicely done by Pau Torres, who gets a start for the first time in a while in Serie A. I was just trying to nod that down, but that didn't go well. Pogba gets a great tackle in, but it doesn't actually stop the ball from finding the man that they would have wanted to get the pass to anyway. Felipe Anderson back here to Vecino. Could go back to Felipe Anderson again, or Vecino could come inside. There is Felipe Anderson. There's Ciro Immobile. You try and read it. You can't change player quickly enough. He is one of the best goal scorers in European football, and he's done it again. His hair just changed colour midway through that, though, which is quite a talent. Apparently, Ciro Immobile is a chameleon of some description. Let's see, how many goals has Immobile got? So, since 2013-14, you got 22 in 33 at Torino. Then moved to Lazio in 16-17. 23 in 36, 29 in 33, 15 in 36, 36 in 37, 20 in 35, Last season, 27 in 31, and this season, 6 in 10. Ciro Immobile is an absolute baller in Serie A terms. He's 32 now, and I couldn't tell you why no one else has bought him throughout the course of that time, because he's evidently a particularly devastating goal scorer. Damn, I'm struggling a little bit with the kick clash in the sunlight. Cuadrado nods that header down the line, and Chiesa will pick it up. Now Dusan will make the run. And we'll play him into the channel. And Pogba is arriving. And then in there is Kostic, who's been a brilliant source of goals so far this season. Filip Kostic, but can't quite squeeze the shot away before the defender got to him. Someone made a very, very good point in the comments section in, I think it was actually just the last episode yesterday, in that in our midfield, we don't really have that player that's going to burst forward and score goals from that central position. Pogba is definitely just kind of an out-and-out box-to-box. And then, obviously, Locatelli is the CDM. And it's not like Rabiot is a flying forward centre mid, nor is Weston McKennie either. I don't really have that option at all anywhere in the squad. So perhaps that's an area we could look to improve in either the January window upcoming. You please be onside. Either the January window upcoming or the summer transfer window if we stay here at Juventus. Definitely could do with an attack-minded central midfielder just to give us that little bit more potency and give the front line, most notably Dusan Vlahovic, a bit more support centrally rather than just having the two wingers tucking in. Cuadrado's in the way of that. It's been a tough first half, this. Lazio obviously having a good season because they're above us in the league and playing well here today as well. So we can quite clearly see they are worthy of that league spot or that position in the table. Tierney's closing me down here. I'll try and ping this back. Can we win that header? No, Milinkovic-Savic tall enough to get to it. Spinazzola's arriving, and it will be he that I use. Just waiting for the number 2 to tuck in towards me. And Vlahovic was in a great position there, but he tucked himself back. Spinazzola, no, it's Kostic from the edge of the box. It's a yellow card for Sergej Milinkovic-Savic from an earlier foul, but it's a free kick. Sorry, it's a corner for us. And we could get on the end of this with Dusan. That's going to fall to Locatelli, but he can't quite bring it down. Pau Torres, I've got it out to Cuadrado again. And we'll deliver it in towards the middle, where the keeper's going to, rather tamely, come and pick it up. Still struggling to create in this one against Lazio. I am hopeful of finding that equaliser. Fingers crossed it will come sooner than it did against Napoli as well, because that was really worrisome. Strike from Ciro. Little bit of space, similar to Vlahovic. Giving him the space, he will certainly at least work the keeper, if not, score the bloody goal. Here's Zaccagni and Felipe Anderson. It's really well worked. Zaccagni from close range. Chesney gets something on it, but can't keep it out. It's Lazio 2, Juventus 0, and here at the Allianz Arena, or Allianz Stadium. We are behind at the double. Nice little dinked ball in. The touch is decent. The shot should really have been dealt with, but wasn't. And it is the Allianz Stadium. The Allianz Arena is Bayern Munich, isn't it? And we're 2-0 down here. Just as Juventus are in real life, we are not having it all our own way this season. I'm going to make some changes here. Dusan Vlahovic is indifferent for me at the minute. I would be tempted to potentially pick up a backup striker ahead of Milik or Moise Kean. But that might wait till next season. Moise Kean obviously in on loan from Everton. Milik bought, but Milik's not great either. We'll play it by ear, but there's definitely a lot of work that can be done to this squad throughout the course of a couple of seasons here at Juventus that would make us much more competitive across the board. Felipe Anderson, and Vecino makes it 3. Yep, Lazio are going to win this one. Felipe Anderson looking to get him behind. Spinazzola's with him, but Spinazzola seemingly can't keep up. 4-0 Lazio. Spinazzola has like 93 acceleration and 90 sprint speed. I certainly expected him to keep up with Felipe Anderson there and actually challenge. He didn't, and as a result, we've unfortunately conceded a 4th there. But tried to switch to Pau Torres and just couldn't get across quickly enough. It's a very good finish though. We've been up and down with our results this year, haven't we? There have been games where we've absolutely bossed the opposition and won comfortably against big teams as well. AC Milan and Roma, we absolutely bossed. Yet other games, we've definitely struggled. And I am finding it difficult to put my finger on what's going right and what's going wrong so far. Maybe you guys have your own opinions in the comment section. A large slice of it is I'm just not very good at defending on FIFA, certainly. But the only... Well, we don't have any sliders on. We only have just default... I'll play you round the corner there, Moyes. He's in. We only have... We've got one back. Default Ultimate is what we're playing on. Moyes Keane buries it in the back of the net. We have one back for a consolation goal at least, but it's not going to be anything more than that. Lazio will win this game by 4-1. Final whistle goes, and our drubbing is complete. Up games and down games throughout the course of this season so far. We haven't put together any real run of form, have we? Milan beat Roma by 3-0. So that will see them rise up the table. They've had an indifferent start as well. Bremer's been very solid though. I'm particularly pleased with him thus far. He's grown well as well. Pau Torres comes in for that one ahead of Bonucci, and we end up conceding 4. I don't think there's a direct link between the defensive lineup and the amount of goals conceded, but certainly it makes me think twice about potentially taking Bonucci out again. I'll show you our results, and you'll see just the topsy-turvy nature of it. So a 4-1 defeat, a 2-1 defeat, a 3-0 win, a 1-1 draw, a 2-1 defeat, a 4-2 defeat, a 0-0 draw, a 2-0 win, and a 3-2 win. So... inconsistency is probably the word of the season so far. In 7th, but still only 5 points off top. So very much still in the fight. It's Fiorentina next. And then after that was Antwerp, wasn't it? In the Champions League, away from them. There's an international break on the 8th and 9th weekend. Actually, we play on the Friday and Tuesday, which should help us, actually. So join me against Fiorentina. Dusan Vlahovic's former team, of course. And hopefully we can fare better on this occasion. Weirdly, it's now not shown me the lineup graphic for Fiorentina either. So we'll probably just restart my console after, or the game at least, after this game. And hopefully I'll start to get the lineups back so you don't have to do this. You can actually see it in the nice Serie A presentation package. A 4-3-3 for Fiorentina as well. Pierluigi Golina in goal. They got Nacho Fernandez, formerly of Real Madrid, on the right-hand side. Igor and Nikola Milenkovic at centre-back, with Jerome Roussillon at left-back. Giacomo Bonaventura in the midfield alongside Mandragora and Castrovilli. Then Nicolas Gonzalez on the right. Ruben Garcia on the left. And Luka Jovic, again, formerly of Manchester? Formerly of Real Madrid, through the middle. Where Manchester United came out of my head from. We are at full strength. I was going to try and... actually, I've got Alexandra at left back and Danilo at right back. I was going to throw Weston McKennie in at centre mid ahead of Rabiot, but he's not fully fit, so I can't do it. He and Pau Torres and Leandro Paredes are actually significantly tired after the international break, so unfortunately I wasn't able to rotate as much as I wanted to for this game, with the game in the Champions League on the horizon, but I'm going to try my best to not concede 4 goals in this one. Bonucci's back in the starting lineup. That will probably help. Some of it might be formation-based, you know. Obviously, you guys know that I play at my best with a 4-3-3 attack. Holy moly, Philip, that could have been amazing. 4-3-3 attack or a 4-2-3-1. Maybe this version of the 4-3-3 just isn't the one that sees me play my best football. I'm not sure. It might just be me being rubbish. I guess we'll find out throughout the course of the season. But if at any point you guys feel like I should change formation, then do let me know in the comment section, and let me know which formation you think I should change to as well. I'm certainly willing to take on board tactical advice from you guys. If you have any advice you'd like to give tactically, then do it. Kostic. I'm going to try and tuck this back. I've not really got the space to. Pogba's there. Nacho gets the tackle, and it'll be a corner. So I've seen a thing where someone said put it inside low, foot curled like that, and then full power, and you stand a great chance of scoring a goal. Rabiot on the follow-up. Did that hit a hand? It did. Perfect position for a free kick here now. Pogba has the best free kicks in the side, I believe. So let's try and score ourselves a goal here to go 1-0 up, shall we? 2.5 bars of power. Should get it up over the wall and down again. Oh, off the bar. That looked like it was destined for that top corner. for the entirety of the flight of the ball. Unfortunately, it's just not dipped enough. And it's come back off the woodwork. That was a very good free kick from Paul Pogba. Really, really good indeed. That's a wonderful tackle from Bremer, who's going to get this out to Chiesa, who has Vlahovic there. Space, left foot, good save by Galini. So this corner tactic didn't really work as I'd seen it work on social media for me, but I'll try it again, like that, and then... Well, I'm finding players, but Bonucci certainly couldn't keep that down. I don't know whether you guys have had any success with that corner tactic. Try it for yourselves. Apparently, it's a little bit broken, although not 100% reliable, as you may well have seen there. Come on, Dusan. Oh, God, I've got to have the ball first. Well done, Rabiot. And we'll lift that for Chiesa. I think it was just onside. Driving into the box. Space has run out. Is Kostic. There's 1-0 Juventus. That has been coming. Get off me. Let me celebrate. Hey, that has been coming. And finally, we take the lead in a game today. Much better in the opening 20 minutes of this. To hurdle that, Vlahovic. Much better in the opening 20 minutes of this than we were for the entirety of the 90 against Lazio. A deserved 1-0 lead. Can't deny that. Danilo out to Chiesa. In there to Rabiot. And Roussillon is not dealing with Chiesa well today. And Vlahovic is in. And Vlahovic makes it 2. This is the sort of inconsistency I was on about. One day we're awful. The next day we're unstoppable. Someone did mention about moving Weston McKennie to right back, actually. That was in the comment section as well on the first couple of episodes. I think that's a bit of a harsh foul to give their ref, but if we can take it quickly, I will. I can't. Comment section, tell me. Weston McKennie retrained as a right back? There was certainly more than one comment suggesting that in the first episode or two. It's not something I would even have thought of considering, but if it's a way to get Weston McKennie in the team at the expense of Cuadrado, who obviously is continuing to decline in rating, then maybe it's a way forward, and then Weston McKennie can come into the starting lineup or move in the starting lineup to centre mid next season when Rabiot stops growing, and then Weston McKennie hopefully will be able to grow quite well. That's a nice turn by Vlahovic. A little bit clunky, but did it well. Kostic, excellent footwork. Vlahovic and the shot. Good save by Galini. Yeah, maybe Weston McKennie to right back. Let me know. There's certainly scope for growth throughout this Juventus team, which is why they're such a good side to start with. Bonucci. Oh my God. Bonucci from 30 yards. That's why they're such a good side to start with. They've got quality to compete, but there are certainly areas to improve, whether that be from ageing players or slightly lower rated squad players. There's like an extra level to go to with Juve, which is perfect for the sort of save we're looking to do here, isn't it? But we're 2-0 up at half-time, and well, dominating against Fiorentina. Where was this performance against Lazio? Rabiot out to Danilo. Get it back inside quickly. There's Chiesa. And, oh, trying to poke it to Kostic. Couldn't quite get it off. Ruben Garcia. That's a nice ball. Jovic will find Gonzalez. Alexandre trying to get involved. Failing to do so. And Jovic winding up for the power shot. Chesney at full stretch to send it around the corner. Roussillon off for them, so a change at full-back. It's Jonathan Ikone on, so that's certainly a change in formation then for Fiorentina. There's no way they're putting forward attacking winger or attacking midfielder, whether it be central or wide. Jonathan Ikone at that hit of hand, I think. It's going to go out for a corner. There's no way Ikone's playing at left-back. What formation have they switched to? It's quite popular, the AI manager switching to this 3-1-3-3, isn't it? Or 3-4-3. Unorthodox 3-4-3. We'll see if it works for them. Anticipating it not doing so, it definitely didn't for AC Milan earlier in the season. That's for damn sure. Win this, please, Dusan. He hasn't, but it's fallen kindly for Pogba. Kostic in there to Rabiot. You see Vlahovic making the run. If I can find the pass, and then the second pass, and then the third. Oh, I tell you what, Chiesa is so average for a player that is so highly rated and has the potential to grow as well as he can. He is not performing for me this year, Federico Chiesa. He's been nothing but a disappointment. As good as Filip Kostic has been on the left, Chiesa has been the polar opposite on the other side. I'm really disappointed with Federico Chiesa so far this season. Jonathan Kone pulls one back for Fiorentina here. It could have been 3-0 at the other end, but he's lost position inexplicably there, Chiesa. Properly shocking pass, and it's cost us ultimately a goal at the other end. Federico, you need to fix up, mate. Otherwise, I'm going to start playing 82 rated and dropping in ability Angel Di Maria over you. Vlahovic to Kostic. Touch took him straight to the defender, unfortunately. With 20 minutes to go here, we were bossing this. And now all it's taken is that one mistake from Chiesa. And Fiorentina are right back in it. And looking to get forward again, by the way. Ruben Garcia into Gonzalez. Alexandra might have to cause a foul here. He can't. And they're in. And thank the Lord for Leonardo Bonucci and his interception there. Unbelievable. Fiorentina out of nowhere are absolutely in this, and this game is nowhere near finished. Rabiot. It's gone again, Adrian Rabiot. And there's Vlahovic. There's a bit of space, but Nikola Milenkovic with a just as vital an interception as Bonucci had at the other end. Jonathan Okone is going to look to get in behind. Danilo tried to wipe him out there and just slow him up. We have been able to do that, and Bonucci again is the man in the way. He might be dropping in rating, Bonucci, but he is absolutely not dropping in influence on a game. Dushan's in behind here. Support is going to arrive, and Kostic is here. At the minute, I'm thinking about maybe just wasting time, but Kostic couldn't get the ball or keep the ball away from the defender, and now we're in trouble. I'm going to need Alexandro to get to that, which he hasn't. Bonaventura! Good save by Wojciech. Can Danilo get there? He's just absolutely spent. Bremer gets there to put this behind, and in stoppage time at the end of the second half, are we going to see an equalising goal? Locatelli gets up well for that. And please, ref, do me a favour. I need you to. He has. Well, first half, wiped the floor with them. Second half, nervy as hell. But we get the dub and the 3 points, and that's the most important thing. But certainly, very, very thankful. I didn't have a single shot in that second half. That is the classic game of two halves, isn't it? Thank the Lord for Leonardo Bonucci and his defensive positioning, because that was very important there. You cannot switch off against the good teams, and I don't feel like I did switch off in that game against Fiorentina, but certainly they came into it in the second half and threw everything at me, and it very nearly worked for them. Alexandro needs to keep his feet on the ground. He's not spectacular anymore, Alexandro, but certainly can continue to do a job for the team. Still not sure whether I am or am not going to take that Belgian job, by the way. Still waiting for comments to come in from the previous episode, and I might actually pause. Oh, 2 million! Simon Ortiz, hello! We're getting more fortunate in these Spanish scout reports than I have with anything else throughout the course of the save. Antwerp actually don't have a bad team. They've beaten Dortmund and drawn with PSG. So this is going to be one of the hardest games we've played all season, judging by that form. They've got Jean Butez in goal, Richie Delat at right back with Bjorn Engels, formerly of Aston Villa, and Toby Alderweireld at centre-back with Matthias Meluso, rounding out the back four. Deeper two in midfield with Wallace and Rajan Angelan in there alongside him. Calvin Stengs on the right with Jurgen Ekkelenkamp at cam. Balik Wisser on the left-hand side with Michael Frey up top at striker. You can see how I've rotated for this one. Paredes, McKennie, Keane, Di Maria, Torres all in. We'll see if we can get a result in the Champions League, or even just a point in the Champions League for the first time this season. I certainly don't want to finish 4th in the Champions League group and get completely knocked out of Europe. That would be devastating. Antwerp, decent in possession so far. Spinazzola should have the pace to get to that, and actually can't. Spinazzola doesn't feel 90 plus pace fast, for damn sure. And how every defender missed that ball as it went across the box, I don't know. I'm very, very, very thankful to Wojciech Szczesny there for coming up with the save, because that would have been an awkward goal to concede. Moise Kent into McKennie, and here's Di Maria. Pogba is the man in the middle. Flick that first time, and Filip Kostic hits the bar. Unbelievable. Drado through that gap to Di Maria, and Weston McKennie's round the corner here. And what can McKennie do? You see Moise Kean arriving in the box. It's actually Kostic it's come to, and then Pogba. It's a good save by Butez. It's a good stop. We certainly should have scored a goal so far in this game. We haven't. That's going to fall. Paredes, nod that down. It's Pau Torres. He's not going to score from there, is he? Di Maria. Need some good footwork here from you, please, Mr. Argentinian superstar. Pogba, Moise Kean, quickly looking for Weston McKennie, who spun well. And as he was winding up for the shot, had it taken off him. Moise Kean, he spins up for the shot. And they'll keep it in play as well. Alec Wisher gets that back. Stengs, Wallace, tame shot. But Antwerp showing, really, exactly why they're doing as well as they are in the Champions League so far. Despite conceding a number of chances, they're defensively solid enough and have a little bit of a threat at the other end too. Currently, it's Benfica 1, PSG 0. Come on then. What are you doing? Weston McKennie can continue to get forward here. Di Maria finds him. Here's Moise Kean in the box, and arriving is Kostic. Filip Kostic is certainly one of my favourite players in this save so far. He might even be my top goal scorer too. The way he tucks in off that left-hand side makes a massive difference. He's about the same level of ability as Chiesa, but they are so dissimilar in the way that they play. And what I might do is just have a quick look and compare what the individual instructions are on either side. He's set to cut inside. So's the guy on the other side, though. It's just that Chiesa's not very good at bloody doing it. Di Maria's had a good, solid game. Pogba will probably have to come off sooner rather than later. His stamina is a frequent concern. Not a massive downside, because he has the quality to impact the game over the course of 60 minutes or so. But definitely something I have to factor in every game. Weston McKennie looking for Moise Kean. It's well cut out by the defender. Ekkelenkamp will find Frey, and they'll look to get the ball forward again, but Bremer steps in. Bremer's so good at the back as well, and if his pass had been a little bit better, then Kostic could have been in for another. We might, and I hesitate to say will, we might get our first win of the Champions League today. Well in, Leandro Paredes, really nicely stolen away from the defender. Kostic will find Moise Kean, but he's not going to be able to take everybody on himself. There's Filip Kostic, though. And, Di Maria is at the back post. That hit my arm, so it's advantage in Antwerp's favour. Angolan into Stens. And Frey. Nangolan. The option is down the line. It's whether he can get it to Richie Delet. Wallace. Stens. Nangolan. I couldn't get there. It's 1-1. Ekkelenkamp pulls Antwerp back level. We got a toe to it as it came through, but it wasn't enough, and Chesney can't keep it out. They've pulled it back, Antwerp, and it's 1-1 here. This is not shaping up well for us in the Champions League group at all, is it? Milik back there to Chiesa. Weston McKennie needs to make that run. Go on, son, you're in. Weston McKennie. Oh, I tried to just settle myself, bide my time and pick my spot, but the keeper's rushed out and managed to get to it. And now here come Antwerp with a bit between their teeth, looking for a second. Richie Delat turns really well. Here's Mikael Frey and Stengs and Delat. Oh my God! Juventus in the Champions League are just as bad on FIFA as they are in real life. They lost to Maccabi Haifa. We're going to lose to Antwerp. Where has this come from? Oh my God. Can you believe it? Mate, we have fallen apart here. See what I mean about the inconsistency? Bloody hell. The league campaign continues to be relatively okay, but the Champions League has just been a non-event for Juventus this season. Absolutely woeful. I was so confident when we were 1-0 up that I was going to get my first point of the Champions League season in this game, or even points, plural. But no, we're not going to get anything. It's going to be a 2-1 defeat away from home against Antwerp. And the Belgian side are going to score 2 in the last 10 minutes to pull off a massive upset. They've beaten Dortmund They've beaten Juventus and avoided defeat against PSG. This Champions League group is turning out to be an absolute mystery. Benfica extend their lead from half-time and win by 2-0 against PSG. We're 5th in the Serie A table right now, just 3 points off Inter Milan at the top of the table. And in the Champions League group, Antwerp top it after the first round of fixtures. Benfica 2nd, PSG 3rd, and Juve, having conceded 8 goals in 3 games, 4th. So Cremonese at home. There's got to be a win here, surely. A 1-1 draw. Vlahovic gave us the lead. Buonaiuto. Too many vowels in that name. Gives them a 1-1 draw. Certainly, we are noticing Kostic's position change option is now available. From left mid to left wing. Let's go to the... I don't know if it's actually going to change his overall, is it? No, he stays at 85, but that's fine. No thank you. Sorry, Hungary. I'm not keen. I'm still continuing to stall on Belgium, though. Di Maria needs more games. Probably going to sell you, mate, to be completely honest, in the not too distant future. Simulated games are seemingly particularly difficult on FIFA 23. We had noted that in the Arsenal save as well. There are a number of games that absolutely we should have bossed and didn't get even remotely close to a result that you would expect a side that was as good as ours to get. A 2-1 defeat against Hellas Verona. So this is perhaps going to change the way that we play this save. Ordinarily, I would go as we have done today. Play 3, sim 3. But you can tell that that's not really working as a tactic this year. And I'm not really sure why off the top of my head. Locatelli can go into midfield there, and I'll bring Paredes in. And Danilo for Cuadrado. Pau Torres for Bonucci. But why we're not getting the results in these sims, I'm not sure. Then we get a 3-0 win at home against Monza. So how can we win that 3-0, but games against Verona we're losing, and games against other lower, much lower rated sides, like Cremonese, we should be battering them. It's the 1-1 draw, but to be fair, I should be battering Antwerp, and I didn't. The inconsistency continues. Antwerp, Spezia, Inter, PSG, and Sampdoria tomorrow. It'll be Spezia and Sampdoria probably that we sim. We find ourselves in the league in the Champions League. I don't really want to look at that. We're still 4th in the league, so we're not the only side that's floundering a little bit and inconsistent, but certainly Inter and Udinese are starting to eke away at the top. Inter actually just lost 2-1 to Sampdoria, so maybe I shouldn't bloody sim that one. We're all over the place at the minute. All over the place. In played games and simmed games. So I am unsure as to how well we will perform this season, but certainly there is much room for growth in this team, and definitely, again, we have up to potentially 3 seasons we could commit here at Juventus to get the job done in the competitions we want to get the job done in. So let's not overreact in this first season, shall we? We're just bedding ourselves in. Yes, the Champions League has been a nightmare, but we have other clubs we could do that at. Serie A is still achievable, and the Coppa Italia is obviously not going to begin until January, so we will concentrate on the league. I'll try and rectify the Champions League if I can, but most importantly, let's get ourselves back on track domestically and start to close that gap to the top, and we'll try and do that tomorrow. I'll see you then.